So the cup holders through to the last 16, but only just, Kenny. They were lucky, weren't they?
Yeah, they rode their luck, but they've been riding their luck probably since the last couple of months, certainly since the new manager came in. It's been a real struggle, torture for these Manchester United supporters turning up at Old Trafford in terms of what they're being fed. So, yeah, any small bit of success, you've got to celebrate it, you know. So we're talking about kind of building confidence, new manager coming in within a football club, within the dressing room. You know, results like that matter. It wasn't the best performance, was it, from start to finish? Don't get me wrong, but it was something to cling on to. That's exactly where United are at the moment.
A lot of chat about the no VAR in the early rounds of the FA Cup. United won't be complaining, Gary.
No, they won't, nor Kenny. He's delighted it wasn't involved. But it's so difficult to look at that situation. I mean, go back to the ball from Bruno. That is unbelievable delivery. But you can see Maguire is clearly ahead of that defensive Leicester line. And the linesman's on that side. Look at it there. It's so clear and obvious, and yet it's not given. And that's what you're dealing with, unfortunately.
It's not just it. There's four of them all.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a great finish in the end, but that must be so frustrating for Leicester in terms of being knocked out of the cup on the back of that decision.
Yeah, we're dealing with VAR making mistakes, controversies every week of the season. At least we know when that ball hits the back of the net, it's a goal, and players, supporters can celebrate the goal. They can enjoy the moment rather than it's going to be pulled back in 2.5 minutes time. But yeah, could be a big moment that for Manchester United. It's so important they stay in this competition, Europa Conference as well. We know what a struggle it's been in the league for them. So yeah, have to keep ploughing on.
Credit for them for managing to turn that around, Gary, making the comeback.
Yeah.
But the first half performance was anemic, wasn't it?
It was awful in terms of the reaction of the crowd as well, who will back their team all the time. There was noticeable sounds of booing in terms of how little threat United offered going forward. I think it was about the 67th minute before they had their first shot on target. And that will be the concern, because we've seen them on Premier in terms of how good they've been in Europe, because the standard is not as high as it is against Premier League teams, as simple as that. And when they come up against teams, you know, they were beaten comfortably by Palace, Brighton, and Leicester caused them problems. We were having their own struggles in the Premier League, so it is a concern. Certain parts you looked at it for, Garnacho brings energy, and he certainly does, but no end product, that needs to improve. But there's so much work still to be done by the manager there.
Came on at half-time. Garnacho, what impact did he make, Kenny?
Yeah, I've always been a fan of this player. He plays a real personality, character, doesn't hide, wants to get on the ball. Look, has to improve his game. He's got to polish his game up. As Gary suggested there, his final product has to improve. And this new system, which Amram has to introduce as well, he's not ideal. This lad's an out-and-out winger, wants to get on the touchline, wants to see the whole picture on his inside, beat his man in 1v1 situations. Yeah. That's not how Amram's going to play. His wing-backs are going to do that. He's to play in one of the number 10 positions on the inside, in the little pocket. That's not going to be easy for him. But I think there's a future for him. I'd stick with him. The fans love him.
Is a future for him there, though, because there was chat that he was going to go, isn't there?
Yeah, I think so. He was linked to Chelsea, probably because the managers looked at him and said, look, this lad isn't ideal for me in terms of those number 10 positions. But let's see how good a manager or coach you are. You know, make him a better player, make him play that position. Because like I said, for me, there's a real future for him. I think he's got real kind of personality. There's quality there. He just has to understand his role in this new United team in terms of how the manager wants to play.
There's so much of that United squad, though, that are not natural fits for this system, and this is the problem he's going to have as a manager. Even when he's playing Mainu now as that number 10 role or second striker, and the reason he's doing it is not because he thinks he'll do brilliant there, it's because he doesn't trust him to play in midfield deep. And you saw even for Leicester's first goal, he lets his man run off him. It's an ongoing problem for him.